I want to go to first-time caller out of Cleveland, Ohio, Bessie. Good morning. Welcome to the show. Thanks for calling.
Well, thanks. I feel like we know one another. I've been following you on Facebook and writing to you and leaving you messages and so forth. So first, welcome back. I know that you were away for a funeral, so I want to give you my condolences.
Thank you. Yeah, my brother died. My dad died in January of this year. One of my brothers died in February of this year, and then a cousin died in March of this year.
Well, you know how they say how evil things happen in threes, whether it's true or not. I truly give you my condolences, and, may their memory be for a blessing, as we say in Judaism.
Well, I appreciate that. Thank you so much.
Jesse, let me tell you why I'm calling, and it's an odd time to call with everything that's happening in Brussels, and I've been glued to the TV. But I heard a rerun of a show you ran last week with a woman named Elizabeth, and it got to the point where you spoke with her about the importance of forgiveness.
Yes.
And it came down specifically to her forgiving her father, which she was, let's say, reticent and resistant to doing. And I can really relate to that because I'm in that position as well. So I need some personal advice from you because my father is going to be 96 years old. And if I'm to do this, it has to be now.
Yes.
I have no sense how to do it. I feel that I can do it in a letter, by writing, but you said no. God said you have to go to the person.
Yes.
So that's my query for you today.
So you want to know how to forgive your father?
Well, am I correct that you said that God meant for us to go directly in person to the person, or is it equally as, shall I say, effective that I can write a letter? Because that I can do, but this is the most difficult thing I will ever do in my life.
And that's why you need to go to your father, because by going to him, you will get your courage back as well. When I was 38 and I needed to go to my mother and forgive her because growing up she had no patience. She resented my father and tried to keep me away from him. And so I resented her. I was angry at her. And all people who are angry are cowards. They have no courage. And so they're constantly looking for the easy way out. And so it's easy to write a letter because you don't have to face the person that you are angry at and now you fear. And so it's definitely best to go to your father and, don't plan what you're going to say. Do not plan, because Satan is going to talk to you in your head and tell you should say this and say that and plan it, but do not plan it. Wait until you get there and let the words just come out of your mouth.
Okay, so regardless of the fact that I'm still tormented and tortured by his words, and regardless of his reaction to what I might say, I need to go, speak my piece, and leave. I mean,
yeah. Just say, Dad.
Can you give me some verbiage? I
Yes.
guess.
Yes. And by the way, you're not tormented by his words any longer. You are tormented because of your anger toward him, and your soul is separated from God. And so the torment that you feel is a separation from the love of God and a connection to the evil of Satan. So your soul, your soul is in torment.
My soul is in torment. Yeah, makes sense.
Yes.
All right. Can you suggest, Jesse, the verbiage, how I might start and how I might end?
Yes. So I would go to my father, and I would tell my father why I am angry or I hate him. Father, Dad, I hate you because you were impatient, or and I'm throwing out things because I don't know what's going on with your father, but I would say I resent you, hate you because you were impatient with me growing up. You yelled, or you were violent, or whatever it might be, and let him know that because you hated him, you become just like him. You have no peace, you're afraid to speak up, or whatever happened, you became like your father. and because you do become like what you hate. And I was
That's
telling
right.
him, I realized that I'm wrong for hating you. So I'm sorry for hating you for what you did to me. It was wrong, but I'm wrong to hate you for it. So I'm sorry for that.
And then,
And walk and be done with it. Well, don't plan because he might apologize. So the conversation might
that'll
go.
be the day.
And you should also ask him, why did you do that to me? What happened to you, Dad, that caused you to become the way that you became? Because no one has ever shown love toward him and concern about what he went through as a child. So he just have this anger feeling that no one cares about him.
Okay, may I assume this would be a final contact with him?
No, don't assume anything. Because God, the one thing that God wants to do is restore your relationship with your father, meaning that he doesn't want you to hate him, hate your dad, because when you hate your earthly father, you would never know your creator again. You would never know him. You would know about him, but you would never get to know him. And so that's why God wants you to forgive your earthly father. Now, you can't plan what's going to happen after that because your dad can totally apologize and you can see that he's sincere and you might want to be around your father again, but don't plan that. Don't plan to be with him and do not plan not to be with him. Here's what I want to tell you though. You're going to feel afraid. And the closer you get to your father, the fear is going to be there, but don't worry, relax and go to him anyway. And it's not the words that you're going to say that's going to save you, but it's God who will take that anger away from you and give you a brand new heart and a sound mind. It's a spiritual thing that has to take place. And it's God who's going to do that because you are now confessing your sin. And the sin is that you have judged your father. And as you have judged him, you are being judged in life, meaning that you can't find peace and all that stuff.
That's right.
And so because you have now confessed your sin and you're going to forgive your father so that God will forgive you, your life is going to change. It's a spiritual thing that he would do.
Jesse, in the break, you're exactly right. I was thinking that whenever I hear his voice, it doesn't even have to be to see him, I develop physical and emotional ills in my body, and this is what I fear, being in his presence. But I'll do it anyway.
Right, and if that should happen, allow it to happen. Don't run away from it. Relax and go through that. Don't put up any resistance against it, and you will see, and that's what it means to be still and know God. Do not overreact to whatever happens. Do not put up any resistance, and then you would see God at work in your life.
Well, I thank you, my friend.
You're welcome.
And you'll have a report back.
Please call me and let me know. And don't let anyone talk you out of it. Don't let anyone tell you what you should or should not do or say. You go straightway to your father. And also, if you can find out what happened to him, show some love toward your father. It doesn't mean that you're agreeing with what he did. You're agreeing with him for what he did to you. It's just you're showing love toward him in the way that Christ is showing love toward you.
Compassion. Yes. Thank you so much. Talk soon.
I can't wait to hear back from you. Thank you for calling.
Sure. Bye-bye.
All right now.